Oh, did you guys hear that Stephen A's favorite show, General Hospital, won big at the Emmys last night? Yes.
Because of you?
No, I wish.
Wait. Hold on. They won for Outstanding Daytime Drama Series and for Best Casting. Brick, can you believe it? Best casting.
No, I must say, I'm not surprised. I mean, they're fabulous. I mean, Maurice Bernard and Laura Wright, the stars of the show, playing Sonny and Carly, husband and wife, they're absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they are. It's the best soap opera ever. Apologies to my man Eric Braden for Young and the Restless, because that's my man right there. But I love me some General Hospital. Well, listen,
he has more
General Hospital is the soap I've been watching for 40 years.
I got it.
But Eric Braden is a personal friend.
Yeah, and
I love him dearly. And
deal
Maurice Bernard, that's my man, too.
So between Eric Braden and Maurice Bernard, who's the better actor?
Well, no, I'm not.
Well, yes, I want to know.
I will not get better. They're both wonderful.
All right.
They're both phenomenal, but General Hospital is the soap.
Okay.
So Stephen A, best casting, pretty cool, them winning the Emmy. So we had DJ Steve Porter do a pretty cool remix.
What?
Yes, take a listen.
Brick, you're a man. But you expect? You're a man. Only the best. You're a man. But you expect? You're a man. Only the best. Wide for sound, ready to go. You don't know me, you'll be the first to know. But you expect? Only the best. But you expect? From you, only the best. The A's nervous, the Bears nervous. Run it down, run it down, run it down. Nervous, you're a man. But you expect? You're a man. Only the best. You're a man. Only the best. He's a man. Great job. Always a pleasure, son. Always a pleasure.
What'd you expect? You are
I
the
like
best.
that. I like that. I like that.
DJ Steve Porter.
I like that. He's a bad boy. What is that? What is that?
This is an honorary Emmy, only for you.
Oh, Lord. Y'all are getting a little bit beside y'allself. But I'm going to take it for the day. I'm going to take it for the day. The honorary Emmy, I'll take it. I'll take it, Skip.
Well, you look good.
They love me.
You look
they
good holding it.
Really love me.
They do. So my only issue with this character is the same one that I had from the start.
Oh,
with
no,
Brick.
don't get me started.
I don't get why they didn't make you a really bad man, as in Sonny's blood and guts muscle.
No.
That's coming.
We're working on that.
Are you?
We're working on that. We're working on that.
I don't want my man Stephen A to be a phone tapper, like just some corrupt techie.
No.
That's all you were. You're a corrupt techie.
That's just step one. That's just step one. You crawl before you walk. You crawl before you walk. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, I could be a good villain. I want
Brick to be a bone breaker, man.
No. We don't have to engage in all of that. Listen. Let me tell you something right now. It ain't always about knocking somebody out or even shooting somebody when you're the bad guy in the soaps. Sometimes you could just be mean and malicious. Yeah. You can ruin careers.
But all you did was tap
You can
the
ruin
guy's
lives.
phone.
No, that's the now.
We got it.
And I found out where a killer was for Sonny.
Oh.
You did?
Yeah,
that's what I was tapping the phone for.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
He got
that's
to
what
the bottom of it. He made things happen.
I made things happen.
Yeah.
You should know that.
That's what he does.
Okay. You should know that.
Were you packing on the show?
No, but I will be next time. I will be next time.
Are you sure?
I will be next time. I think they're gonna do it.
I dare you people. Write him into the script as a bad man.
Well, they have. They'll have me back on.
All right.
Congrats, though. To
Thank you so much.
That's
Thank you.
Yes.
I told y'all the soap opera's no joke.
I always wanted to present an award.
I'm trying to tell y'all. I mean, it doesn't apply to me, but maybe one day it might. You never know.
That's yours to keep.
You never know. Mine's to keep.
Yeah. Let's leave it there. All right, let's move on.
Well, what it says to me, Skip Bayless, is that they don't have that much faith in your boy Bryce Petty.
I agree.
I thought that
you are correct, sir.
From what I'm being told, there are several folks affiliated with the New York Jets that don't believe Bryce Petty is near ready. And it's one of the reasons why Ryan Fitzpatrick is so hell-bent on getting his money. It's not just because of his level of production, the 31 touchdowns that he threw this year. It's not just due to the fact that, he sees what other quarterbacks are getting. He recognizes that faith is pretty much done or gone with Geno Smith, and even worse with Bryce Petty. So as a result, there's a certain level of leverage that he believes that he has, and because of that is why he feels the way that he feels. Hackenberg, I'm sort of struggling with. Connor Cook was rated higher by a lot of folks than he was. When we talked about Cardale Jones and others, even though you wouldn't say they were rated higher, the bottom line is we weren't thinking about Hackenberg at all, because after bursting onto the scene as a freshman at Penn State, got a new coach in James Franklin, new system, suspect offensive line, was getting hit entirely too much. His level of production, he threw for 2,900 yards both his first freshman and sophomore year, but in his junior year, dipped to 2,500 plus, and obviously he only threw 6 interceptions, but only threw 16 touchdowns. It just wasn't that impressive. I looked at his numbers game by game, Skip. The only team worth noting that he really performed against is Illinois. You know, outside of that, it wasn't really much. I mean, Buffalo and Army and, you know, games like that were games that he won. Against Temple to open the season, which they lost, by the way, and it's not to knock Temple because obviously they're a better team than they had been in the past. When I was covering the Temple Owls, Molly, the Temple, they averaged like 1 victory a year. I mean, it was horrible.
This is a new day at Temple.
Yeah.
It's a new day at Temple because I literally called for the program to be done, okay? For them to just die and go away and just be a strictly basketball
only
show.
you.
Because,
Glad it didn't.
Well, the reason why I did that was because of the facilities. They had built they used to be at McGonigal Hall, then they built the Leah Corus Center, and there was no football stadium. You got to go across town to where the Eagles
It wasn't
play.
getting the
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But kudos to them for doing what they did. In the end, what it comes down to is this. Hackenberg threw for 103 yards. 103 yards against Temple. So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the fact that you lost 5 of your last 7, including your last 4, straight to end your collegiate career. And on top of it all, he walked up in the room with interviews blaming the coach, blaming the system. Those are the kind of things that, you know, you don't usually hear from a quarterback. That doesn't bode well, doesn't speak well to you. But in the end, big body, incredibly strong arm. They're an outdoor team. You need somebody that can throw outside the numbers, particularly in inclement weather. They believe he can do that. So when you combine that with the fact that, again, it's wise to draft a quarterback, I think Maccagnan deserves the benefit of the doubt in this particular situation as the GM. Let's see how it pans out.
So what do you think ends up happening? Will Fitzpatrick be back?
I think they've got to find a way to get Fitzpatrick back, but I think Fitzpatrick has to understand if the money that he's not getting is because they can't give it to him, not because they won't. I think if they could give it whatever they can give him, I think they'll muster it up and give to him because they recognize you got to have a quarterback. And the New York Jets are in no position to try and convince the city of New York that you are going to compete for a playoff spot with Geno Smith or Bryce Petty.
Okay, here's what I think will happen. They will figure out how to get Ryan Fitzpatrick back in the fold to be their starting quarterback.
I agree.
I believe Geno will remain as a reasonably experienced backup quarterback.
Right.
And I believe that Bryce Petty will be cut sometime during training camp. Maybe he'll make the last cut. I don't know. I hope he doesn't for his sake, because I really believe in Bryce Petty. I'm assuming Chan Gailey, the offensive coordinator, old school meat and potatoes Chan Gailey, I'm assuming he does no longer believe in Bryce Petty. I'm assuming that Chan Gailey is not a fan of the run and shoot, fast break, spread offense that Bryce Petty ran at Baylor, and it's somehow not translating because Bryce Petty can wing it. He's got a great personality. He's got charisma. Sometimes these quarterbacks wind up wrong place, wrong time, wrong team, wrong situation, wrong coordinator. And I got to tell you, I've watched Christian Hackenberg a lot, and I don't get him. I'm sorry, I don't get Christian Hackenberg. He is slow on the draw. He is deliberate in his processing. We got to get Stephen A. some help here.
Thank you.
Okay? We got to get him some help. Do we have anything?
No.
I do.
No.
I got you covered.
I mean, I'm using
It's
everything
okay.
but damn near sign language saying
language.
I need some tissue, but go ahead. I'm
Somebody
sorry.
get Stephen A. a tissue.
We need
Please,
tissues.
somebody.
It's getting emotional.
Let me say this.
Do you have any?
Don't worry
I
about
don't.
it. I'll survive.
I thought you
all
wanted
right?
to
I'll
chat
survive.
that.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
But
So
go ahead.
Christian Hackenberg, to me, even if when I watched him with Coach Gruden in the quarterback school, he just processes deliberately. And I'm just not sure he's going to translate to be a star on the next level. I'm not sure he's the future of the New York Jets. That's just me. And again, James Franklin, my former coach at Vanderbilt, as you well know, he's known as a much better recruiter than an actual coach. So obviously, once Christian Hackenberg lost to Bill O'Brien, who was his quarterback whisperer, the guy who recruited him, quarterback maker, we getting one? All right, bring
here
it in
we
here.
go. Come
Just
on,
bring it in
Tito.
here.
Appreciate it,
Come
man.
on
Thank
in.
you so
Now
much.
we're good. Now we're
Thank
back
you so
on the
much.
game.
I appreciate it, man. Go ahead.
Way to go. All right.
Let me say this.
Yes.
Todd Bowles did a good job last year. McCagnon did a good job reinvigorating the Jets franchise and building faith in there, okay? Here's the issue, though. Ryan Fitzpatrick had a pretty damn good year. And if Ryan Fitzpatrick had showed up in that season finale against Buffalo, I think we'd be having a different conversation. I think to some degree, regardless of what everybody wants to say, you're kind of holding it against him because Ryan Fitzpatrick ultimately ended up being Ryan Fitzpatrick. Quality, good quarterback, but doesn't necessarily close the deal for you in big moments, and they needed him to close and finish things off.
But he set records, man.
Listen, it wasn't his. I don't believe it was his fault to the degree that others are trying to say that it was. In a perfect world, I think that for 1 or 2 years, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick has earned about a $13 million deal. I really, if you can pay Sam Bradford $11 million, you can pay Ryan Fitzpatrick 13. But if the Jets don't have the money, they don't have the money.
They'll have the money.
They got to find a way to get the money and just give it to them.
And according to Schefter, there is an offer for about $7 to $8 million a year. You know how you think of the Browns as having the rotating door with quarterbacks? The Jets, since after drafting Hackenberg, have now had 11 quarterbacks, a league high since 2000, drafted 11. Unbelievable. We know what that says. Up next, Kevin Durant had an abysmal game on Saturday. If the series continues this way, how big of an impact will it have on his offseason?